Do you think John Lynch is looking for another raise?
Well, there's been I read a report that he mentioned that he got an offer from Amazon and it was like stupid. He said it was stupid amount. It was a stupid amount of money. And then there's a report that it was in the realm of 15 million per year. So my question is why is John Lynch talking about this?
And why did he say no?
Yeah, no,
How do you say no to that?
that's what I said. Like 15 mil a year? I would take that
15 million a year as a general manager.
I would take that Bezos.
Does Kyle even make 15 million a year? I would think not.
No,
I would think not.
Like plus that's a job where like these announcers jobs like you don't like you're not there all you don't have to commit a lot of time to it. Like yeah, okay, there's time during the week, but it's not like it's not a 5-day week job. Like so that's one of the reasons why Gruden when
you're never on the hot seat.
Yeah, and that too.
You never win or lose. You never lose.
Literally, if you're good, you can do it for like 30 years
and make a ton of money.
Right.
I mean, 15 million a year for that job is actually on the low end. It seems like isn't ESPN and Fox giving out even bigger deals? What did Aikman and Buck just get? I mean, it's silly. Better to talk about football than to play football or coach football. Because again, you can't lose.
Right.
I never lose. Every day, I just walk up and just write W on the wall. I won again. Me. It's a great feeling.
You just look up your YouTube earnings and just write W.
I mean, Brian Greasy's like, I just got so restless in the booth. I want a result at the end of the day. I always win. What are you talking about? Wow. No, I know what you mean though, but I don't like losing. I like winning, so I'd rather talk about it. John Lynch. I hear what you're saying. What he's like, why would he even? He's very strategic. Very strategic.
Yeah, John Lynch.
You think it's so normal, but he mentioned publicly that he got this offer. Why? Is he trying to? Hey, that's the going rate for a guy like me. Hey, if he wants $15 million, Niners pay him. Keep him around. I'm pro John Lynch.
Weren't you not pro John Lynch a couple months ago? Were you trying to get him fired?
I don't remember, but now I'm pro John Lynch. I think he serves a vital role in the organization. I hope he's there for life. For life. So
I know why you changed your tune. Because he helped wrap that Kinlaw situation up.
I don't know what you're talking about. No clue.
Yeah.
John Lynch, vital member of the 49ers organization. Pay him whatever. There's no salary cap on the front office. I think he's definitely
no. There isn't. Like you could pay all those guys, Kosarek, all of them. You could pay them. I mean,
I do find it interesting that these television stations look at John Lynch as being that dude as an announcer. He is good. He is good. I mean, Hall of Famer, household name.
Yeah, I think when you look at it, though, it's like, well, all those other guys just got eaten up, like Aikman, Buck. Like Amazon was going after those two guys, so they didn't get them. So like, all right, so what's the next step? It is one of the things. Like if you're John Lynch and you're a GM, like how are you gonna coax me out of it? Well, throw major cash at me. And it's kind
of like the reverse of the Gruden situation, right? Where he was like waiting to get back in the league for 10 years because he had such a good. I don't know. I feel like Lynch, dude. If I were you, John, I would take that job with Amazon. I mean, I feel like he kept it. He probably kept this job because he's a competitor. He's a competitor. I'm not a competitor like him. I'm just about that money.
Yeah, he probably enjoys being on a team.
I'm sure he loves it, and he feels like I got this team so close. I want to win the Super Bowl as an executive. Maybe he will.
Or he would, or if he took that money, he would be seen as like bailing out on the process, and
sure, possible.
It wouldn't be something he probably could go back to. Like if he went to Amazon and then took, he couldn't go back. He wouldn't get another shot to be a GM
in the NFL.
Like
right, good point.
He's probably always going to have a shot to be to do commentary on football, like
right. And the better the Niners do under his stewardship, the more he's worth, right? Because he's already a Hall of Fame player. If he becomes a Super Bowl winning executive, it just makes him even more authoritative.
Right. And then who's the next? Like, what if, the next group, the next offer would be like 20 mil, 25?
20. Yeah, that seems to be the going rate. Although, if I can do anything about it, I'm gonna do the end around and get that job ahead of him. John, you've been out of the booth for a few years. I've been coming around the turn, man. I've been talking. I've been doing some talking. If Pat McAfee can get jobs announcing WWE, I think I should be able to announce Monday Night Football. I'm mildly entertaining. I sort of know what I'm talking about. Why can't I talk about? I do think it's interesting though that John Lynch is getting looked at and people are offering all this stuff. Everyone's like, Brian Greasy, thanks. You did a good job. You're done. Go coach.
You can't do worse than Booger McFarlane.
It almost feels like Brian Greasy did worse than Booger McFarlane because Booger was like almost a meme. Like he was almost like you wanted to see what he was going to say next. Brian, it was like, dude, can you like either be, positive or upbeat or, change your modulate your voice. I'm sorry. I couldn't stand him as an announcer. Thought he was just really had nothing nice to say ever and had very low energy. But he might be a great coach. Hell of a quarterback. Wow, Brian Greasy.
Well, I mean, they upgraded on your boy. Like, who's the guy? The guy you're trying to fire for like 5 years. Rich Gangrello, yeah.
The real coach of the quarterback is Clay Kubiak, Gary Kubiak's son. Brian Greasy is here as like a life coach for Trey. Hey, I played the position. Here's what you got to do. Here's what you. Okay, great. Love that. Wonderful. But the guy who's actually been a coach and leading the drills, Clay Kubiak, 36.
They needed a body to act as an edge rusher for in the drill.
Clay Kubiak is like leading the drill, and Brian Greasy is catching the balls from Trey. That to me looks like an apprentice. I'm sorry. You're somewhat involved in the drill,
right?
Yeah,
and you're the quarterback coach.
You're the coach.
You're the quarterback coach, but you're catching.
But I guarantee you, I don't guarantee it, but I bet you, Clay Kubiak gets a promotion before Brian Greasy does. Bet you. Clay Kubiak's the one who's on an upward trajectory. Brian Greasy might be a quarterback coach for a few years or for more, but I don't know if he'll ever become a coordinator or anything like that. Clay Kubiak, from all that I know about him, it's extensive. He was an English teacher. That's all I need to know. Kidding me? Teaching Shakespeare to high school students in Houston? Nah, sign him up. Guy's genius.
I mean, if you look at it, right?
Your opinion of iambic pentameter, and then let's talk about cover 3. Are you kidding? They're not going to make him their head coach right now. I need, or at least their offensive coordinator. I want a weekly press conference with
Clay Kubiak.
Clay Kubiak, man. Come on. I don't ask for much. Who is the offensive coordinator? They don't have one.
No.
Clay. Anyway.
I mean,
come on, get that raise.
Kubiak is close with Shanahan, right? I mean, so his father Gary was Shanahan's offensive coordinator for a long time. So
Kyle worked under Gary. Kyle was Gary's offensive coordinator in Houston. Those were the words I was looking for. Yeah. The Jedi says I'm anti John Lynch. That's funny. I like it. Hey man, I'm not. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not here to defend John Lynch. Drunk Leprechaun says Grant Cohn and Jimmy Ward Monday Night Football announcers when he retires. I'm down.
You remember Dennis Miller on Monday Night Football?
So bad. Not funny. He's over there trying to crack jokes. Everyone's like, you have no idea what's going on, Dennis. Maybe I could be that guy.
You have to figure out what the hell he's trying to say. Like,
I think I'd be good. I would just start singing, after every play. My analysis would be, in melody form. I think no one's done that before. R&B freestyle.
Yeah, do
Why
it.
not? Yeah. Well, thanks for watching. I think it's a half show today. Lots happening in the next couple of days. Do you think they're going to do what they usually do? It's like a 3-day mini camp, and then the third day they just kidding, canceled. Go have a great. They always do that, right?
Are you attending? Are you allowed to attend?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. They only open so many days, so I don't know. I don't know.
No, mini camp, they open the whole thing. 3 days. Usually they cancel the last day. What Harbaugh would do is he would bring Guy Fieri in the last day and have a big cookout. Seriously.
Did you get some of that food?
No.
Oh.
Just the players and their family. No. Guy Fieri. I wish. I love Guy Fieri's show.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Great show.
You can't watch it like late at night because it just makes you hungry.
Also, he has a database of all those restaurants on the Food Network. if say you're going somewhere for the weekend, you check out, does Guy Fieri have any suggestions, and you go, it's gonna be delicious and not that expensive. I really appreciate his taste. He does a service for so many people, as opposed to the guy who's the other guy who challenges everyone to cook-offs. He like walk in. Bobby Flay, dude. I hate that guy. He'll just walk into someone's restaurant and be like, "Oh, what are you doing? You've been doing that your whole life?
Yeah.
I'm way better. That sucks. I can do way better. I'm Bobby Flay. Let's have a competition. I'll bring cameras. I'll bring the judges. Boom in your face. Why do you think you're better than me? I told you I'm better than you." It's like, dude, enough. Bobby Flay. No, I like Guy Fieri. He has that funny. He's got the funny hair. He's got that little.
Have you been to a lot of the places from diners, drive-ins, and dives?
My wife, we went a couple of months ago to Monterey, and he recommended 3 places. We went to all 3, and they were great. Great. There was a diner, there was a breakfast spot, and there was a seafood restaurant. All 3 were to die for. So I would highly recommend Guy Fieri. Listening to Guy Fieri. What would Guy do? What would Guy do?
Guy, if you're listening, come on the show.
Yeah. David Velez says Dennis Miller had a great first comment as an NFL broadcaster. It was a Niners game, and he said, like the Niners, I have scripted my first 15 comments. I never thought Dennis Miller was that funny at anything. Like, even on SNL, I never thought he was that funny.
Yeah.
I was a big Norm Macdonald guy. Super funny.
Oh, yeah, Norm's great.
Yeah, I still think Dirty Work is one of the more underrated movies. Like SNL spinoff movies. It's just as good as freaking Billy Madison, but no one talks about it. I like Billy Madison.
Who is the other guy? Oh, was it
Artie Lang.
Artie Lang.
Revenge for Hire business. They just pull pranks on people. So funny. Probably the lowest budget of any movie you've ever seen.
Yeah.
It cost them $30,000. I don't know. Isaiah Gill, Trey area, thank you. I appreciate it. Dirty Work's a good movie. Dennis Miller got you. J.R. Beckeld says, Grant, people who say that they are over Lynch must have forgotten the name Trent Baalke or Coach Jim T. Man, it's funny how people forget so fast. All I know is the Niners, in the past, before John Lynch got here, the people who were like Jed, Parag, Trent, no one really was a good face of the organization. John is a very good face. It's not just how he looks or what he says. He seems to have a good feel for leadership. I'm not saying he has a good feel for drafting or picking players. I don't know what exactly he does in that side, but just in terms of like being the face of the team, he's really good at it.
The only problem with him is when he gets tough questions and he's like,
he really has a big major tell.
Yeah,
he goes right to the ear and the wrist.
Yeah, I don't know.
The PR director has to coach him and be like, okay, we're going to do a mock press conference. If you touch your ear, you lose.
Right? Or have a string and just like have his hand like weighted down, like so he literally can't bring it up to his ear.
He should make a joke out of it next time. I know everyone's looking for my mannerisms. I know.
Yeah.
Because it's true, man. Every time he gets an uncomfortable question, he's right here. It's like, that's the tell. Anyway.
Just like, Trey is going to be the starter. He's going. Trey he's QB1, guys. QB1.
Yeah, he's gonna have to work on his lying. It's not his strong suit. That's the show. Practice tomorrow. Practice the day after that. It's a big week, and then there's like nothing going on for 5 weeks after that. So let's make the most out of this one, guys.
Wait. I do have a topic I want to before we go. I saw you're starting to come around on my whole thing last year. We were talking about the wobble, and I think before you were like, it's not a big deal, but now.
Well, I don't know if it's a huge deal, but I don't know. I also don't know that he's ever going to fix it. What I like to do, the reason I discovered Dwelly, I posted a video of one-on-ones. A coach called me, he was like, who's 82? I'm not that clever. I just have contacts. So the reason I posted the slow motion video of Trey's, I figured someone would see it. Someone that knows more about throwing than me would call me up. Boom, it happened. And he was like, you want to know why there's a wobble? He doesn't finish his throws. He just doesn't. Will he ever? Probably not. He's probably been throwing this way his whole life. So it's not a huge deal, but I mean, listen to Aaron Rodgers talk about the importance of a spiral. He thinks it's important.
I think
he doesn't.
I think when we had talked about this last year, I think that it's important. Could it derail his career? Probably not. Could it make him better? Could it make those balls easier for the receivers to catch? Hell yeah.
And I do think it's going to affect his downfield accuracy because if your ball is like really wobbling, then where it lands, I mean, it could, who knows? It's going to knuckle in the air. You're probably going to miss. You're not going to be pinpoint down the field if your ball's fluttering. So it could affect his downfield accuracy. And if I remember correctly, when he was charted at North Dakota State, he was not particularly accurate down the field. He wasn't compared to to Justin Fields and other guys. So I don't know.
I do think it's something that it is some cause for concern. Like I wouldn't like dump him now because he has a wobble.
I wouldn't dump him now either. I just think it's interesting that I feel like I got an answer to it. Like what is that? Why? I always like to know why. I wonder if the Niners knew why before they drafted him, or if they were like, "Oh my God, he doesn't throw a spiral." Oh, did you know that? Did you?
Maybe they should have contacted said quarterback coach or whoever called him.
I wonder if they can. I know they can, but I wonder if I'd like to know spin rates of all the quarterbacks in the NFL because you can get velocity. Because spin rate, I think, probably has more to do with the spiral, and I would just imagine that Lance's spin rate's not super high compared to other NFL quarterbacks. Guessing
wouldn't make sense if it's wobbling. Yeah. I don't think it's spinning like that.
I mean, Brady spins the hell out of it. Even you know who else does? I gotta give him credit, Jimmy. Now he won't throw the ball more than 10 yards down the field, but 5-yard throws, beautiful spiral, beautiful spiral. Mr. Mogul Rye says Lynch went to Stanford. He can have a job anywhere. I went to UCLA. Can I have a job anywhere? I've never had a full-time job in my life, ever, and I may never.
You might never.
I'm proud of that.
Unless the ESPN calls, could do that monster deal.
Oh yeah, they're about to call. Hold on. Nope, spam.
I mean, like Stephen A. You could be on the show with Stephen A. He's got a different guy every day. Like
true. You want to bring in the younger demographic, a really handsome guy as well. It's like Max Kellerman, but way better looking in 20 years.
Another guy that played, the
Max Kellerman can rap though. I can't rap, so I don't know. Yeah. And he can box, but mostly he can rap. Ray Iverson says what?
He got demoted. Max Kellerman.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they kicked him off Stephen A. and they put him on like
who they replace him with? JJ Redick?
Like a different person every day for that debate.
Boom!
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Ray Iverson says, I'm in Florida now and it's hot as hell. Shout out the show. One question. Who do you guys think will be a surprise cut during camp?
Well, we started out the show. Said Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, was that a surprise? But surprise cut.
Jason Barrett?
Jeff Wilson?
Oh, wow. Okay, that could happen. They have a lot of running backs. Trey Sermon.
I'm gonna go Jeff Wilson.
I'm gonna go with Trey Sermon, considering that Jeff Wilson's better than him.
He probably is. I just don't know that the Niners have the cojones,
the guts. Yeah,
to move off that.
I missed a ton of freaking super chat. Sorry. The Jedi says Danny Gray still an unknown. D Jackson a safety blanket.
Yeah,
good locker room guy.
Yeah, that would be my concern. Is like, if you had Deshaun Jackson without the Deshaun Jackson personality, I would say do it. At the very least for a camp body. But like the reason
just
why
call him up and be like, dude, you can be our number 3 receiver. We'll give you 20 catches. How does that sound? If he's like, no, be like, all right, peace. You want to roll on a good team? Do you want 20 catches and $1 million? No? All right, cool. We got Danny Gray. He might say yes. And then if he becomes a malcontent, you know what you can do? Be like, you know what? Your contract wasn't guaranteed anyway.
See
ya.
Is there a role?
I would do it. I think he's better than Danny Gray.
Is there a role for Josh Norman on this team?
Did you just ask that question? What? It would be kind of weird to sign a 35-year-old after trying to get younger all offseason. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they want to be young. But Josh Norman, stay by that phone. You never know. Josh Norman really started like 14 games last year for this team. Crazy. Wild.
And they won.
I know. My favorite thing that Josh Norman would do is when he would give up the catch and then try to go for the strip. Like, dude, why don't you just not give up the catch? How about that?
Well, he did cause a lot of fumbles, right?
A lot of them.
I mean, it worked. So it worked.
That's why he started so much. They're like, yeah, he's getting burnt, but he just might. Probably
And
if he gives up 10 catches, he's going to force one fumble.
And our linebackers aren't doing it, so